a wonderful football field for all of the junior high kids that play football and soccer. It's a multi-purpose. It's for the girls who play soccer, the boys who play football, soccer, and they are putting lighting, and they're going to have stadium, some seating. They're putting in the top grass. They tore it all out. They're rebuilding it. It is a fantastic endeavor, and we really need to be thankful that the money was there. And Jeff and I sit on that board.
Where is that?
At Workman Junior High. It's off of 303.
Okay.
303 and Arbrook, I think.
Yeah, that's where it is.
Yeah.
Okay, there'll be, it's really, we saw the
In that area,
draft of the
Arbrook
pictures today,
whatever
and
it
it's
is,
absolutely, really a deal, because junior high didn't have any place to play. I mean, they had to play in the daylight, and sometimes it wasn't the best time, and they didn't have one. This is, all the junior highs and soccer fields are open for that facility. And it's really nice. And that's where the money came from when they had the draft in here. NFL put in some money.
Yeah.
But, and you can thank Miss Charlotte Anderson, Miss Jones Anderson, that she pushed NFL to put more money in, and the Family Foundation put some in. So it's really an amenity that's really going to help our kids. Anyway, just so y'all know where the money came from, and tell them thank you. I did today. So listen, I hope I haven't taken up all your time, and thank you guys.
Thank you.
If you have anything, you know how to get in touch with me. I know you do, because I hear from you. So call me and let me know what I can do, okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
I didn't say that our September meeting is September 17th. By the way.
Okay, I'll put it on the calendar.
Yeah.
Okay, thanks a lot.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Thank you, Ken. Be careful.
Does anyone else have anything real quick? Okay. You say you're Plan B, but to us you're Plan A.
Well, I'm the only plan you got.
Yeah, and since he got into it, just as 6:20 arrived, he was put on the notice that he's got to be here.
It's quite all right.
We know what the fire department does, put out fires. I had my own experience with that back in 2012.
Okay.
Now, I can't say it was a pleasant experience, but it's one that I was really surprised and pleased with the service we got from the fire department. And we know what that does, but we know the fire department does a lot of other things, and that's what we would like to hear from you.
Okay. All right. My name is Randy Schmelz. I'm the shift commander for A shift. I'm stationed out next door. And my job is basically I'm the operational commander of the entire shift, the whole city for today. And we work 24 hours, the operations works 24 hours on duty and then 48 hours off duty. So we have an A shift, which is today. Tomorrow we'll have a B shift, and then we'll have a C shift, and then A shift starts over. So every third day, I'm the shift commander across the city. So what else do we, is there any questions? Can I hit that to help guide me?
One of the questions I have is, I live in a residential area, home owners association
Okay.
type arrangement. And what they're proposing is to put a median in this street where it intersects another street. And what I'm concerned about is the fire department. They have saved us many times. This is at Windermere. I don't know if you're acquainted with that area, but they have saved our homes, I don't know how many times. But they're going to put this median in, and what I'm concerned about is, are they taken into, they've talked about it, but I don't know that it's, when they put the median in, if there are any cars parked at the curb, that is going to be a problem for the fire or any emergency equipment coming in there.
Right.
And I've been very concerned about this proposal. And because we own the street doesn't mean we can do what we want with the street. I don't believe that's true.
No, there's still there's still rules
We
that
have to be,
followed.
yeah, we have to be under
Um,
a certain set of rules, I'm
Because
sure.
we have to have access, I mean, it's, as far as the meat, depends on the meat of the median is, if you could put a bunch of trees in the median, we got a big problem. But if you're just talking about a little curbed grass area,
No, I'm talking about something that's gonna be about, almost 10 feet wide.
yeah, we have a problem.
And this is, we had the fire marshal out, and he told us there were certain things that we would have to do with that median to abide by the rules or whatever. And then, as I understand it, the fellow, the chairman that's doing this or proposing it, went to somebody else and they said, you can do whatever you want with the streets. Well, that concerns me. I don't think that's correct.
Yeah, that's not correct. No, that's what I was gonna do, was contact the fire marshal's office, and
Well,
it sounds like they've already been out there.
He's been out there and we had a meeting and he showed us exactly what we needed to do. And the proposal now is not what he was suggesting. And it concerns me.
All right. I will, I'll follow up with the.
That's at the Windermere homeowners, it's off Sanford,
Mhm.
north of Division, between Lillard and Oakwood. And the access to that area is from Sanford onto Castlewood. That's our access road. Otherwise, the rest of the streets are all gated. They wanted to gate that street too, but I was jumping up and down and saying, no, 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 no.
Well, good for you. Yeah, I've had a few fires up there.
Well, and they put these speed bumps in, which is, they were useless because they didn't really slow the traffic down. As soon as they go over the speed bump, boom, they're gone. And I'm sure it's rough on the trucks too, on the fire equipment. They're trying to get to a fire as quickly as they can, and they're going over these speed bumps. That's not good.
Is that like Winter Sunday, the street over there?
Pardon?
Winter Sunday, the streets?
Yeah,
Okay, yeah.
yeah, you're familiar with
Yeah,
that?
I live down the street.
Huh?
I didn't know it was called Windermere, but yeah.
Well, it's called Windermere Homeowners HOA.
All right, well, I will follow up on that and have them go back out there and make sure. They should know better though, because like you said, I personally, within the last few years, have had several fires over there. And access is always an issue.
Well, I know like I said, they have done a tremendous job in saving, because the homes are real close together, and one was a wall-to-wall with another, and the
yeah.
only damage was the one that was next to it. There was a little water damage. Other than that, it didn't burn.
Yep, that was mine. I was
This
there.
was 2 o'clock in the morning or
Yep.
something? You're, okay, yeah, you're
I
on that.
know, because we had to, and the reason it had so much water damage in that one is because I had to run hose lines through that one to get to the back, to get to the alley side.
Oh, yeah, okay.
To knock it down,
Yeah,
so.
yeah, that was,
All right, I'll follow up with that. Since I especially have some personal experience with that.
okay.
Do you
Yes.
have a universal code that lets you into these gated communities?
We don't have a universal code. What we have is we call it a Knox system. It's a key system. Every fire truck has one in there, and but it's on there when you take it out, and the alarm goes off until you put it back. Is the way we monitor it. Now, most gated communities already have these on there. Our code enforcement fire marshal's office is real good about going out there and talking to them and getting them to do it. And so usually there's a little key thing that we turn and it opens the gates up. The newest technology that's out that a lot of people are, the newer ones, places that are being built, plus the people that are retrofitting, you have to excuse me. The Opticom, we have the Opticom that changes the traffic signals. It's a little emitter.
Okay.
A lot of them are putting those on the gates. so that when we get up close, it triggers, it sees the Opticom and it opens for us.
Well, I saw one there on Sanford, there was 3 fire trucks, and this is next to Brahms and Oakwood, that area, there's a gated area, they couldn't get in. They were sitting there, the police were sitting there, and they could not get through the gate.
Well, it's like, all of this stuff we're talking about, here's my job. I've been doing this for 35 years. My job is the worst thing in the world is going to happen at 3 o'clock in the morning, Christmas morning. That's what's going to happen, and it's going to break. Everything we talk about breaks. No matter how good of a system you make, it's going to break. No matter if it's whatever it is. So we will overcome it.
Well, they've been wanting to put a gate on that access area, and I have opposed it and opposed it and opposed it. Don't gate it. And because, number one, it's expensive to maintain, number one. Number two, there's always that possibility that it could fail. And
it will.
That's not a good thing.
That's just a fact of life. It will. You build it, it will break. It's just a fact of life, but that's our life. So, I mean, even in the best case, we have these plans and they normally work. But if they don't work,
yeah.
Trust me, there's enough stuff on those trucks that we will make a gate. We will get in there. Have no fear.
Yeah.
It'll take longer than we want it to.
Well, that's the
The
point.
very worst thing that can happen is that they hack into our electrical grid or anything that is mechanical or whatever your system works on and take that down. That's a real problem.
Well, there is, now you're talking about stuff that's way over my head, I understand, but people that do that kind of thing incessantly are all the time talking about cybersecurity and hardening our communications center, and the IT department of the city is very watchdog over everything. You can't get into the city network. Well, I can't. My son might be able to, but I can't get in there.
John Edward.
But that's real, but yet it's definitely on the forefront of a lot of other people's radar. They're doing the best they can to take care of that.
If you happen to visit that area that I was talking about, the road intersect is Winter Sunday and Castlewood.
Okay, I know right where it is.
Okay, good.
I know exactly.
Well,
where
yeah,
it is.
you should.
Yeah, I know exactly where it is. I went down there. Like I said, I've had 2 good fires, and that right down that road. So,
Yep.
All right, I'll go take a look at it.
Good.
As far as what else we do, we talk about we're the fire department, but starting way back in 1983, we started first responder in the fire department. Prior to that, fire department ran on fires and car wrecks. That was it. And so back in 82, we got a new chief, Chief Bill Strickland came from LA City, and he brought in, hired a whole bunch of us at that time, and built stations, really brought Arlington up to the 20th century. And so, and he was well versed with first responders, fire department doing first responders. So we started first responders. So everybody got trained to the EMT level, and then we started running on, major medical emergencies, heart attacks, unconscious people, things like that. Well, that's just progressed and progressed and progressed. Now we run an advanced life support system, and we run the majority of our calls are emergency medical service because time. I'm a paramedic, but I don't want to. time is muscle, is the way we talk about it. You know, if you're down, you know, time, the longer you're down, that your muscle degrades, whether your heart muscle, your brain tissue, anything else, the longer you're down. So our philosophy is to get there as fast as we can on anything, but the majority of what we do right now is medical. And that's what the guys went out on right before we got here. And so that's a lot of our operations. And we do hazardous materials response. That started back in the late 80s, to where any kind of chemicals, accidents here and there. So we have a hazardous materials team that responds to those. You know, it's interesting, or here's a little factoid. We have special operations stations. We have 5 of them. We have hazmat. We have technical rescue.